Hello, Cancers. Welcome to your weekly oracle reading with me, Sarah from Divinely You. And Divinely You is the idea that all aspects of you make you divinely unique. And so this week, I'm really feeling called to invite you to take some deep breaths with me before we dive into this. So in through your nose and out through your mouth. It feels really important to encourage you, invite you to really connect with yourself this week. It feels important that we zoom out, detach from the outside world, and reconnect and really dive deep to connect with ourselves. This week, we have a new moon, and new moons are an opportunity for us to set intentions and to really connect with what we want to create for our lives. And this new moon is in your sign, the sign of Cancer. And so we are experiencing an opportunity to really recalibrate and redefine who we are and how we're showing up in this world. And we're in a time and space where everything outside of us is a just massive distraction. And it's wanting to disconnect us from ourselves. And so I invite you this week to revisit this video midweek and reconnect with your breath and reconnect with yourself. So let's pull from the Sacral Chakra Oracle deck, and hopefully I can read the cards this week. I appreciate your patience if you saw last week's video. And let's see what the sacral chakra, because remember the sacral chakra is our it's our sexual energy center. It's also our creative energy center. And so when it can be, that's an energy that can be divided, right? Because sex is good, but it's also it can also distract us from being creative. So let's see. And we got oh, this is so funny because this was the card that I couldn't read last week. It's the attachment card. You drew it again. Gosh. Okay. So, and I've been talking about detaching from the external and attaching to you, attaching to yourself, really digging in, diving in and learning yourself, knowing yourself, fall in love with yourself, love yourself, speak to yourself in a loving way, speak about yourself in a loving way. These are all ways that you attach to yourself, right? We have this idea of like, we can only get love externally. However, to love or receive love, you have to create the capacity within yourself to have that love. So there's like a saying that's something to the effect of people can only love you to the capacity that they can love themselves. So if you are somebody who struggles with having loving relationships, it's because your capacity and probably their capacity is limited as to how much they can show love to themselves. And so I feel like this is really an important message of self-love and self-attachment and connecting to yourself. And are you speaking of yourself or about yourself in a loving way? Are you loving yourself? Are you taking care of yourself physically, emotionally, spiritually, to show yourself the love that I will even say your inner child is begging of you? Because when we speak about ourselves in a derogatory way, we are speaking. There was a practice that I did when I was doing some inner child work of picturing a 4-year-old in front of me, and the 4-year-old was the 4-year-old version of me. And the idea is that the things that you're saying to yourself about yourself, would you say those things to a 4-year-old? And so this feels very good. I'm getting chills. I'm getting some tingles. That this feels very important to get across to you, that how you're speaking of yourself, about yourself, to yourself, is you're speaking that way about your inner child. And so if you could look at a 4-year-old and say, you know, you're a piece of shit, you're an asshole, all of the derogatory things, can you say that to a 4-year-old? Or would you tell that 4-year-old, reassure that 4-year-old that they are loved, they're cared for, that they're being heard, that they're being honored, all of those things? So that's what I'm getting from this. I don't think it's what I got from it last week. But anyway, so this really laser focuses in on that new moon energy of being very intentional with your words, with your actions, with your thoughts, and reconnecting to yourself. So again, this may be a video that you want to revisit this week. This is a very intense, energetic week with the new moon. We have other transits and planetary conversations occurring with this new moon. And so I hope this was helpful. I hope this gave you some guidance. And I'm sending you all the love, and I appreciate you tuning in, and I'll see you on the next reading. Have a great week.